And you've likely checked your social media this morning, right? It's a daily routine for a lot of us. So Emily Roberts is here. She's a local psychotherapist and she's an author. And she is talking about how it could be dangerous somewhat for you, addicting. Explain that to me.
Yeah, so when you think about it, social media is very addicting. It actually activates the same thing in your brain as other substances that we might use. It's a dopamine response. We like the need for our phones. We kind of need it. It feels good.
Yeah.
And when we don't have it, what winds up happening is withdrawals, or you think like, oh gosh, where's my phone? Or who's been commenting on my photos today? It's this need for connectivity, but it's really disconnecting us.
And so what are you seeing? Are you seeing more that this is affecting the younger population, teens, or is it affecting people of all ages?
That's a great question. I think it's everyone of all ages, I would say.
Yeah.
It's different in teens because they have this instant gratification culture, right? So they can get on Snapchat, or they can get on Twitter, or they can get on Facebook. But a lot of adults, a lot of women I work with too, are noticing that they're comparing themselves online. They're going on Facebook and trying to get validation from people. And when you think about it, how can people validate you online? Likes or comments? But what if they're not online during the day? How does that make you feel? It leads to a lot of self-esteem issues and depression.
So how does that translate into when you do put the phone down and then you're just feeling blue, afterwards?
But it's very common for a lot of people. So what I actually ask people to do is, how do you feel before you log on to whatever social media platform? See how you're feeling before, like just assess. And then how are you feeling afterwards? If you're feeling worse afterwards, you should probably do a little bit of an evaluation on what you're doing online or who you're following. Maybe hide some of those people who have the perfect life. No one does.
Yeah.
Come on, they're just posting the pictures that are the best ones of them, right?
Right. Nobody's going to post something, that's going to make you.
I think we should. Right?
Could kind of even the playing field a little bit to show that they're human, and that so are you.
The perfect family photo, we didn't see what happened 15 minutes before when the kid was having a tantrum, right?
And
that girl from Facebook who you used to be friends with in high school, we don't know what was going on 10 minutes before she snapped that selfie and how much makeup she put on. So when you're noticing that you're comparing yourself to this perceived ideal, none of this is real. It's just the best of 45 photos that someone took of their coffee this morning or their selfie.
Right. And so, Emily, are you seeing an increase in people who are going to you saying, you know what, I can't shake it?
Absolutely. And they can't even shake it. Their phones are with them at all times. I have to actually ask them if they'll put their phones near me sometimes in the practice. Oh yeah.
Still.
And put it on silent instead of buzz, because what the buzz does is that actually creates a response in your brain to feel like you need it.
Right.
Oh my gosh, who's texting me? Who's contacting me? So what we need to do is we kind of need to be more mindful of how we're using technology, especially parents. I mean, kids model their parents' behavior all the time.
Well, that's my next question. What do parents do? Because when they see their kids and they have maybe their cell phone with them all the time, what are some advice, some tips for those parents right now?
What I would suggest is, let's all kind of be more mindful of how we're using it. If your kid's talking to you and you're on your phone, maybe put your phone down for just a few minutes. If you have to answer an email, that's perfectly okay. Just let them know you need a few minutes rather than being like, yeah, I'm paying attention. So invalidating, and plus it distracts the person who's speaking, and no one's really getting a connection here, right? So the other thing I would say is, put your phone down at dinner time. You can be away from it for 15 or 20 minutes. If you can't, why don't you put a timer down? Can you do it for 10 minutes? Make it a game with your family, right? Can we put our phones in the other room for 10 minutes? Whoever gets it first picks up the bill. That's what me and my friends do at dinner. But whoever gets it first has to do the dishes or something like that.
Yeah, actually have a conversation with people instead of doing it online.
Face-to-face.
Face-to-face conversations. Important. Emily, it's fascinating. I love this topic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.